Hey guys, I'm going to do another ranking video today, and this is going to be my top 50 first-person shooters that I played on my channel, my top 50 FPS games I played on my channel. And yeah, I played thousands of games on my channel, right? And I love FPS games. You know, that's definitely a genre that I've been into since the DOS days. I mean, FPS is a genre that originated from the PC originally. You know, with Wolfenstein 3D and Doom and everything. Really came to consoles kind of later, but really it's optimized for mouse and keyboard. So yeah, I would say it's one of those genres, just like point and click adventure and simulation, that really originated in the PC first. And I'm really, at my core, I'm a PC guy. I know I play console games a lot too, but at my core, I'm kind of a PC guy. That's what I grew up with. So FPS is definitely a genre that's close to my heart. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to go on with my top 50, and these are all going to be first-person shooters. There can be other genres as well, but first person has to be, you know, a requirement, and a shooter has to be a requirement, of course, in order for the game to qualify. So has to be at least some kind of first-person shooter. It can be mixed with other genres, right, like RPG or horror, but at its core, it has to be at least involving some kind of first-person shooting. So anyways, yeah, let's get on with the list.
And I scratch people.
All right, so start off with an honorable mention, as I always do in these kind of rankings, and it's going to be Alien vs. Predator, and this is the 2000 version, because there's a few different Alien vs. Predator games. They're all named Alien vs. Predator, and they came out in different years. They're all first-person shooters. So it's not the 1994 Jaguar release. That's a different game, and that's probably the first-person shooter game for Alien vs. Predator, and it's not the 2014 version either. I'm going with the 2000 version. Just like I like this one a little bit better because it's really fast-paced. It just kind of reminds me of yeah, it's like a 90s style first-person shooter, which I do like. I do like the fast-paced movement and everything. So this one captures it probably the best out of the three that I talked about. So yeah, the 2000 Alien vs. Predator is going to be my pick here as just an honorable mention. And of course you can choose between Alien, Predator, or Marine. Those are usually three different races you can choose from here, and they all have different weapons, different play styles and everything. So yeah,
look at that.
Yeah, definitely some blood and gore in this one as well. The guy's head just came off. Yeah, it was pretty fun to play. Choose from one of these three, and then pretty fast paced. Yeah, I like it better than the Jaguar version, which I felt was definitely too slow, and then the 2014 version, which was a bit more atmospheric but wasn't quite as fast-paced as this version is. So I think this is still the best version. Really kind of, yeah, it's almost like the Unreal style, right? The fast-paced Unreal style of movement, except you get to play as, well, Alien, Predator, or Marine. You get to choose from those, and yeah, different types of play styles for each. So anyways, yeah, it might be my favorite Alien vs. Predator game overall too, but I mean, there's some like side-scrolling Alien vs. Predator games that are fun to play with friends as well. But at least for first-person shooters, I'll pick the 2000 version over the others. So anyways, I had to mention it. Didn't quite make my list, but if I already pick an honorable mention, I'll pick this one. Alright, so number 50 is Killzone 3. I've played a few Killzone games. I think this one and was it Shadow Falls on the PS4, but I also played the PS Vita version as well. Yeah, so I played a few different Killzone games, but I think I'll pick 3 over the rest, even though they're all roughly the same tier. I would say, like, the Killzone games don't I would say they don't have like a big quality gap between them. They're all like pretty decent, solid. Like, none of them are really like standing out to me too much, which is why this one's only number 50. But on the other hand, they're not bad. All of them are pretty decent shooters. So yeah, out of all the Killzone games, yeah, I'm gonna pick the third one in the trilogy here. This is the trilogy for the PS3 originally. So Sony made this franchise essentially to compete with Halo. Didn't quite get as popular as Halo did. But yeah, it's still a decent shooter. I just find that Killzone, it doesn't stand out enough, I would say. It does seem like, oh, it's trying to compete so much with Halo, but it doesn't stand out too much on its own. But at the same time, you know, it's okay to play. It's still pretty solid. So anyways, yeah, number 50, I'm gonna go with Killzone 3. Yeah, so anyways, I would say it's, yeah, just one of those games that a pretty solid first-person shooter, but also doesn't stand out too much either. But hey, I'll put it on this list ahead of Crysis, because I honestly didn't think too much of Crysis either. I just thought that, oh, the graphics look good. That's about it. But I always thought Far Cry was so much better than Crysis, and even Killzone I'd probably take over Crysis. Alright, so number 49, Resistance 3. Now let's talk about a franchise I think Sony should bring back. That's the Resistance franchise. I think it's a bit more interesting than Killzone, actually. Even though there hasn't really been any new Resistance games in a while. I do think that this was probably the more interesting Sony first-person shooter franchise over Killzone. Just because, well, the enemies, right? So Killzone always just felt like a Halo clone, essentially. Sony's take on Halo. But Resistance kind of felt like its own thing, actually. Like, yeah, you're killing like these basically these mutants and stuff. Yeah, it just kind of felt more interesting, actually, or these infected guys. Yeah, so basically you're killing like these like infected mutant guys and stuff, and the environment also reflects that as well. I guess it's Fallout-ish when it comes to the environments. But I always felt like Killzone was a bit more interesting to play, so that's why it's ranked one spot higher. Now, I wouldn't say it's like a, for me, it's not like too memorable as like some of the other games are higher on this list. But at the same time, I think it's still a pretty unique game to play and fun. So, yeah, I wish that Sony would bring Resistance back. This was a cool trilogy. I think all three of the games are good. I picked number 3 because it happened to be the... Yeah, I just picked the last one in the trilogy because, you know, if they're all like kind of ranked similarly, I assume the last one might be a little bit better. With games, you know, sequels generally tend to be better, so that's why I picked the third one. So, anyways, yeah, I think all three of the Resistance games are pretty nice and, again, pretty even. But, yeah, this is Resistance 3, the one I played here. All for the PS3, of course. I don't think that they've ever been re-released for newer systems, unfortunately, and I think that they should be, but they haven't. So I think Killzone and Resistance should both be like kind of re-released for more modern systems. But anyways, fun game to play. You play, you fight these mutant infected creatures. And yeah, I like the settings a bit more interesting to me than Killzone. Alright, so number 48 is Bulletstorm. I'm playing the full clip edition here. Yeah, I like playing Bulletstorm. I always felt that it's a pretty fun game to play. It's kind of like no nonsense, right? You just go in with guns a-blazing and has some like really fast-paced mechanics. And this beginning of the game, I remember when I first played it, it was kind of mind-blowing to me. Because you're in this like futuristic setting here, right? You see like all these buildings and stuff, and then you're walking vertically down a skyscraper. So this is one of the openings to any first-person shooter game that kind of blew me away. And also in this full clip edition, I'm playing as Duke Nukem, which is also really cool. They did kind of a collab with Gearbox here, I guess, to get Duke Nukem on here. But yeah, just really, really cool. I love this opening where it's one of the most memorable opening levels I played in any first-person shooter game, where you're just walking down vertically down the skyscraper and you're facing all these like towers in the back. Are really, really cool. So that was memorable to me. I think the enemies are not so memorable, but the gameplay's still pretty fun.
Here's our chance. I don't know how I got here.
Yeah, so Duke Nukem is here. Always pretty cool to have him. I think it's just a collaboration with Gearbox here, but yeah, I think the gameplay is like your typical first-person shooter gameplay, but I think there's some mechanics that make this kind of like a smoother gameplay to play, where you can just kind of like shoot guys, go to the next area, shoot more guys and stuff. It's just done in a very smooth transitional way, so where you can just almost like Serious Sam, I guess, in a way, but Serious Sam is almost too focused on just killing stuff, which is why I don't have any Serious Sam games in this list, because I think they're too much singular focused on just killing things. Oh yeah, so this leash thing is what I'm talking about. So in Bulletstorm you have this leash. Yeah, that's something that you can do as well, which I think adds to the gameplay, where you have this little leash mechanic. Yeah. So while you are just killing stuff, I think games like Serious Sam is a little bit too focused on that and does nothing else, whereas stuff like Bulletstorm, you have a cool leash little mechanic where you can like, you use the leash to like pull guys closer to you, and then it's like slow motion when they come towards you, and then, yeah, I think that's kind of cool. So I do like the mechanics in this game. Weapons and everything are pretty cool as well. Actually very reminiscent of the type of weapons you might find in a Duke Nukem game, actually. So, and all these action sequences and set pieces are done pretty nicely too. This set piece sequence here, and of course, being in the future, you can have all these kind of cool looking vehicles and stuff too. So anyways, Bulletstorm, yeah, pretty fun game to play actually. Right, 47, I'm going with Nerf Arena Blast, and yeah, I'm serious. I like Nerf Arena Blast. I'm not gonna say it's like objectively a great first-person shooter, but it's fun. I mean, obviously it's a parody of Unreal Tournament and Quake 3, but Nerf Arena Blast actually came out the same year as Quake 3 and Unreal Tournament. But you're using Nerf guns, and it's an arena shooter. Which is popular at the time, right? You also had Turok Rage Wars as well, which I actually like this better than Turok Rage Wars, believe it or not. But yeah, I would like playing Nerf Arena Blast. You play with all these cool Nerf guns, and still, like you know, Nerf, they have the license to make these all these first-person shooter games with Nerf guns, like Nerf Legends, right? That came out, wasn't very good. They still haven't made a game, they still haven't made a Nerf game as good as Arena Blast, which came out in '99. So, yeah, that's kind of sad, right? I mean, even to this day, you still don't see, like, a Nerf game as good as Arena Blast, unfortunately. Which is too bad. Like, this is probably my favorite Nerf game. Yeah, it's just done really well. I mean, really, they just took Unreal Tournament or Quake 3 or another arena shooter, and then they added Nerf guns instead of the regular weapons. So, works for me. You know, it works really well, actually. So I wish they would re-release this game at some point. I don't think this game has been ever re-released, but they should re-release it. It's a pretty fun game. So, yes, for me, I am putting Nerf Arena Blast on my top 50 FPS games. I did have a lot of fun with it. Yeah, it's a pretty fun first-person shooter deathmatch game with Nerf guns. Whoa, okay. Alright, so 46, I'll go with No One Lives Forever 2. And No One Lives Forever, I think, is a great game as well that a lot of people like. It's kind of a cult classic that's never ever been re-released. And same with No One Lives Forever too. You play as this female secret agent type of person, kind of like Joanna Dark from Perfect Dark, and obviously it's another take on a James Bond type of character. But yeah, No One Lives Forever and Forever 2 are both, you know, pretty fun games I would play. If you like the spy stuff, like the spy style, right? You play as a female secret agent, you have to accomplish some mission, and really it's got late 90s FPS vibes, even though this one came out in 2002, but still got late 90s FPS vibes to it. So yeah, still had my fun with it. Look at all these female ninjas here, I think, in Japan. So in this one you go to Japan, and you're killing female ninjas and stuff. So yeah, you also have katana that you can use to slice people up with. So anyways, if you guys like yeah, the secret agent style, and you have like some espionage and some stealth, you know, James Bond 007 has that too, right? It's first person shooter, but you can also go in stealthy if you want. Like here I'm just tasing people, not really shooting them, because it actually takes them out faster if I tase them. So you can go in kind of stealth style, or you can just go in guns a-blazing. It's up to you, because it is that James Bond style you can choose. So anyways, I do think that, yeah, No One Lives Forever, 1 or 2. I actually couldn't get 1 working very well. I think I had some issues with the... I had some issues getting the mouse working well with number 1, but at least with number 2 I was able to play a bit more of this one, so that's why I'm highlighting number 2. So anyways, worth to check out, I would say. And never been re-released. Not the first one and the second one, both never been re-released, unfortunately. But you can pick them up as abandonware. So check it out. Alright, so number 45, go with Marathon 2 Durandal. Part of the Marathon trilogy of first-person shooter games yeah, this is actually a trilogy made by Bungie Software before they made Halo. Yeah, so believe it or not, right? A lot of people did not know that, well, Bungie actually made a bunch of games before Halo, and Marathon being, yeah. I think this is actually especially well known for Apple users, because Marathon used to be Apple exclusive. It used to be Mac exclusive, which is kind of shocking, right? When you think about Macs. Not many people think of Macs as gaming machines, but yeah, Marathon was exclusive for Macs for a while before it came to PC. So this one, I believe, is the 1996 PC version, but it came out, I think, for Macs first. So yeah, as a first-person shooter, I would say it's interesting. It's not like, you know, not like anything too special or anything like it's no, not like Quake or something like that, right? Not revolutionizing the genre or anything like that, but it was still interesting to play because you're playing the sci-fi setting, right? And you have these these robots and stuff that you have to kill. So again, that's why it's not like really high on my list, but I still want to put it on my list because I did have fun playing it, the entire trilogy as well. But I think I played 2 the most, so that's why I'm highlighting number 2 here. Yeah, it's got an interesting engine though. I don't think it's Build Engine or Doom Engine or Quake or anything like that. It's just kind of its own thing. So yeah, but still had fun playing it, right? It's a nice sci-fi themed, futuristic first-person shooter game, and really highlights well what Bungie was doing before they made Halo. And Halo's the one that really made Bungie famous as a studio. So yeah. Yeah, so here you see like all these kind of futuristic mutants trying to kill you and stuff. So it's still a fun game to play and come back to. I know it's not like extremely polished or anything, but yeah, it's still fun to come back and play it. I forgot actually how I played this one. I think it was Abandonware, but I'm not sure. But I think this might have been Abandonware. I'm not sure if it ever got a official re-release anywhere. Anyways, Marathon 2. Okay, so number 44, I'll have Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. It was my pick for a Metroid Prime game, and it might be low for some people, right? Because a lot of people consider Metroid Prime series, you know, all-time FPS games. But for me, I guess for me, I don't hold Metroid Prime as in quite high regard, probably because it's different. It's like, of course, this is like a first-person shooter rendition of Metroid. In Metroid itself, like the gameplay is just different than other first-person shooter games. It's more like you have puzzle-oriented aspects as well. It's not just straightforward killing aliens. Of course, you do kill aliens in Metroid, but in Metroid Prime, but you also got to like do some puzzle solving and stuff like that as well, and roll into a ball to get to certain areas, you know, stuff that Samus does. So it's a little bit different. I'm not sure if I like it because I'm so used to the 90s first-person style of just running and gunning, but yeah, I still put it on my list because I understand Metroid Prime is a great series. 1, 2, and 3 are all good. I think I might like 2 a bit better than 1. I think 3 is the one that's considered not quite as good as 1 and 2, but I like 2 probably the best. Hope it gets a remaster. I know 1 got a remaster, but yeah, it's just different than other first-person shooter games. Definitely, it's got more puzzle-oriented aspects to it. You got to solve more things, and in addition, of course, killing aliens and Metroids. So, yeah. I didn't get into it quite as much as some other people did, probably because I didn't really own a GameCube back then. And no, this was a great game for GameCube fans. You know, one of their all-time GameCube games is Metroid Prime. But for me, just it's an interesting first-person shooter for sure, but I don't know if I can rank it that high on my list. Anyways, I will put it in my top 50 for sure, though. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Right, number 43, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, which may be my favorite Wolfenstein game. So Wolfenstein has a few games in the series, right? You got, of course, Wolfenstein 3D, grandfather of first-person shooters, and then this is Return to Castle Wolfenstein, which might be my favorite. And then Wolfenstein New Blood and Colossus New Order or something. But yeah, I think Return to Castle Wolfenstein might still be my favorite, and it has a really great multiplayer portion as well. So I do remember playing multiplayer a lot back in the day as well for Return to Castle Wolfenstein. So of course this classic Nazi Germany setting, right, when it comes to Wolfenstein.
I kill him.
But yeah, I just think
until the guns pop out of his body. Basically.
Yeah, I just think it's classic late 90s, early 2000s FPS gameplay. What can I say? I think people who are playing Return to Castle Wolfenstein know what I'm talking about. The memories of playing this game and the multiplayer aspect of it. It's just great, right? Now, I didn't have Counter-Strike on this list, by the way, but I did really enjoy, because I'm not like really Counter-Strike fan, sorry, but yeah, I really did enjoy the multiplayer aspect of Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Yeah, really great, and there are a lot of mods and stuff for this game out as well. So definitely this had to be make my list. I know there's a lot of first-person shooter games on my list. This is a top 50, right? But anyways, I had to put this somewhere on the list, so yeah, Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Personally, still my favorite out of all the Wolfenstein games.
Wait, have I been here already?
Yeah, classic. Alright, so for 42, I'm picking a Battlefield game, and probably my favorite Battlefield game is Battlefield 1. And I know, like, this might be an interesting pick. I know Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, these are all great Battlefield games as well. But 1 is interesting to me because it's different. It's focused on World War I, which means the scenarios and weapons and vehicles that you use are all pretty unique. Because it's just that, yeah, most of these like war games are focused on World War II.
World War II tanks.
Of course, World War II was the bigger conflict, I know that. But World War I was also really interesting too. It was the first modern conflict, I would say. Like, you're talking about modern warfare, the way that we conduct warfare. Really, the roots go back to World War I. So, yeah, like before World War I, the battles were just completely unrecognizable. But, yeah, the start of what we would consider modern warfare is actually World War I. So, I don't think enough games focus on World War I. You mostly see World War II focused on, but just the weapons, vehicles, and everything, scenarios you see. Like here I'm playing as Lawrence of Arabia here.
So play as a fabled Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah, really cool. You get to ride a horse and everything. So just all these different scenarios and stuff. The setting is really interesting for Battlefield 1. So that makes it kind of stand out more than all the other Battlefield games, actually. So I did prefer Battlefield 1 probably the most out of all the Battlefield games. I mean, yeah, the weapons, like look at this. This is a really cool weapon, right? Yeah, you don't often see like grenades even look different because they had the stick, right? It's not like the World War II grenade where you just like you pull a pin, but the World War I grenade, it has like this, it's attached to a stick. So it's, yeah, the weapons and everything is just so different in World War I. So anyways, I really liked it, playing all the different scenarios and settings and all the cool World War I weapons. So Battlefield 1, I think would be my pick for my favorite Battlefield game. Alright, number 41, pick for Call of Duty game, I'm going with Black Ops, the first Black Ops. I know there's a lot of Call of Duty games I could pick, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2. Personally, I think I had, so just this is a sentimental pick because I played Black Ops in the multiplayer portion a lot back in the day. Yeah, no, Call of Duty, so Call of Duty 2 I remember being really good as well. And then obviously Modern Warfare, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, those are all great games. But, yeah, Black Ops, I had a really good time with Black Ops. Enjoyed the campaign a lot, and also the multiplayer a lot. So, just back in the day, played a lot of Black Ops. It's just a fun game to play. Yeah, I mean, the multiplayer introduced, well, it wasn't the first one to have zombies. I think that was a World War. But I think it had a pretty popular zombies mode as well in the multiplayer, where you get to play as Nixon and Kennedy, actually, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I do remember having good memories playing Black Ops. I think it might still be sentimentally my favorite Call of Duty game. See, I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I didn't. I'm getting frustrated at this part. But yeah, I remember I beat this game before. I remember I played it originally on the Xbox 360. So yeah. Call of Duty Black Ops is going to be my pick for a Call of Duty game. Just had a lot of good memories playing this one, both single player and multiplayer. Little birdie. I still remember JFK telling the main character, he's like, "Mr. Mason, take care of it." Like that. Still remember that. Alright, so number 40 is Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun. This is a fairly recent first-person shooter. It's part of the Warhammer 40,000 universe, and I think they did a really good job with this one. It's basically a combination of Doom with Warhammer. So yeah, like all the gameplay, the fast-paced gameplay and action, everything is very reminiscent of Doom, right? Just go and just kill stuff as fast as you can. Yeah, and you have a cool melee attack as well, chainsaw. So yeah, it's very fast-paced, and it's like it's done kind of the 90s Doom style, which I really like. Lots of blood and gore and everything, and fits well actually. Just killing the Warhammer guys. So just set in the Warhammer universe.
Oh shit.
Yep, set in the Warhammer universe. Lots of blood and gore. Really fast-paced. Lots of cool enemies, cool weapons, and everything. Just overall, I mean. The cool thing about Warhammer is they made all sorts of games with Warhammer, right, in every genre, and it works well even in this kind of first-person shooter Doom style as well.
I wanna, yeah, give me like a shotgun. I found
down to the retro pixelated art. I mean, they just did a really good job with this one, I think. If you ever wanted to play, basically it's like Doom but in the Warhammer universe, you know. So if you ever wanted to play like some kind of mix of Warhammer and Doom, then Bolt Gun is a really good one, actually. Had a lot of fun playing this one, so definitely it makes my list here as well. One of my favorites in the past, one of my favorite first-person shooters in the past few years, I would say. Okay, so speaking of modern first-person shooters that came out last few years, Turbo Overkill also makes this list at number 39 here.
They call this John Woo.
Yeah, it's really fast-paced. I mean, there's some really fast-paced ones like bullets per minute, I know as well. Some crazy roguelike first-person shooters that came out recently, but Turbo Overkill and Ultra Kill is another one that's kind of similar. But I like Turbo Overkill. Like, this is just, man, is it ever frantic and fast-paced. Well, it really turns up like the 90s first-person shooter, you know, fast-paced first-person shooter really up to like 11 here, I would say. Also published by Apogee, by the way, another throwback company going back to 90s. Yeah, everything's just done in a super fast-paced style. So if you guys like the fast-paced 90s first-person shooter style, which I do, then yeah, this one really takes that notch up to 11, I would say. So yeah, great game. Love playing Turbo Kill. By the way, there's so many great first-person shooter games done in fast-paced 90s style that came out these days. I really love it. It's kind of like a revival, right? Didn't make the list, but I do want to mention Iron Fury, which is actually done with the build engine. Medieval is actually coming up later on this list. Dusk is another one. Hands of Necromancy. Yeah, there's so many. That's done in kind of this fast. Proteus, right, is another one. So many that's beyond Citadel, I think. A lot of these recent first-person shooter games that came out in this style. So yeah, do want to mention those as well. They didn't quite make the list, but Turbo Overkill did. So anyways, very fast-paced. Check it out, really fun. Alright, so speaking of recent first-person shooter games done in the 90s style, let's continue on with that. Sulaco at number 38 here. So again, this is another one that kind of reminds me of it's actually inspired by Half-Life, I think. So yeah, there's definitely some influences of Half-Life in here, except that you play as a girl, actually, as well, female protagonist. And yeah, this one is another one I wanted to highlight because it was a pretty cool game. It came out last year, and it really does nail that, really kind of, yeah, like that 1998 Half-Life style, but you're playing as, you're playing as this kind of snarky, yeah, female protagonist here. Kind of like, yeah, Duke Nukem, but as a girl. But yeah, in line with some of the other games I talked about that didn't quite make this list, like yeah, Proteus or Ion Fury, those kind of games. Yeah, Sulaco a little bit better. I think I enjoyed this a little bit better than those other ones, but
90s FPS game.
Oh, really cool. So really fun. Interactive objects. You can slide along the floor. You know. So, anyways, I did have to put Sulaco up on here because I did have a fun time with this one. I think it really captures the feeling well of, essentially, it's almost like Duke Nukem 3D mixed with Half-Life. You know, it's kind of like a cross between those two. So it really does kind of feel like that. I think they did a good job here with Sulaco. So anyways, do have to highlight this. Another one of my favorite first-person shooter games, retro-style first-person shooter games, 90s style, that came out actually last year. So pretty good one. So 37 is Star Wars Dark Forces, and this is a remastered version that just came out last year, actually. So yeah, this is essentially first-person shooter version set in the Star Wars universe. You know, because why not? Why not? Yeah, it's kind of like a cult classic, right? The original Dark Forces and Dark Forces 2 were kind of cult classic first-person shooter games. And yeah, I mean, got a remaster here, so I think, I don't know when they're gonna get a remaster of the second one, but the first one was a classic, a cult classic, so yeah, I wasn't too surprised it got a remaster, but pleasantly surprised actually. But yeah, you kill all these like stormtrooper guys, of course, that in the Star Wars universe and everything. So if you guys are fans of Star Wars, obviously it's one to pick up, right? Dark Forces. And yeah, it was just it was a classic back then. I wouldn't say it was like one of my favorite first-person shooter games at that time because there was so many great ones in the 90s, but definitely kind of stood out just because of Star Wars license and everything, right? So anyways, if you like Star Wars and the 90s style first-person shooter games, you check out Dark Forces Remastered. Yeah, this one is kind of a classic for 90s FPS fans here. Alright, so following up Star Wars, why not Star Trek? So Star Trek Elite Force 2 at number 36 here, which I actually liked a bit better than Dark Forces actually. I thought Elite Force was actually, it's very much in line with Star Trek. You know, it's a bit different than Star Wars. A little bit more tactical stuff going on here, not just run and gun like Dark Forces was. But yeah, a little bit more tactical, I would say, and you're talking more to your team members and stuff. This is more in line with what Star Trek actually is about. So yeah, you got more of these Star Trek type weapons as well, and again, more communication and stuff with your teammates. That's something, you know, it's more Star Trek-y and more in line with what that's about. So very interesting first-person shooter game. Not exactly straight up shoot and gun and run and gun, sorry, but definitely still. I think it's a good game. Like this one is the second one. The first one was good too. Both of the Star Trek Elite Force games were good. But I went with the second one here. But I like both the first one and the second one actually.
Not just fun, but
yeah. Borgs. So yeah, the weapons, the style of this game, like being more tactical and communicating with your teammates. Like that's all more Star Trek-y. Yeah, the phaser, right? Using the weapon like this.
Shield on them.
Yeah, fighting the iconic Star Trek enemies here.
Sometimes they got that shield.
Yeah, it's all very much in line with Star Trek lore. So if you're a Star Trek fan, a Trekkie, if you're a Trekkie, highly recommend Star Trek Elite Force, both 1 and 2. I think both of them are great. So, and I actually liked it, a little bit more than Dark Forces because it's a little bit more interesting to me to play. You know, it's not just a straight up kill things. A little bit more tactical. So, anyways, this one makes my list here. Alright, so number 35 is Killing Time Resurrected. So Killing Time was kind of this, I would say, overlooked first-person shooter game back in the 90s, and yeah, I mean, I played it, but I actually didn't, I didn't actually know about it until later. Since I grew up in the 90s and I heard about, like, you know, a lot of these games, but I wasn't actually aware of Killing Time as much. Like, yeah, it's a game I should have known about, actually, because there's horror vibes to this game. It's kind of...
You gotta figure out a way to get in.
Yeah, it's kind of like Blood in a way, actually, and I actually prefer this to Blood. I didn't have Blood on my list, actually, so... I actually kind of preferred this game to Blood, even though it does have a kind of a horror type aesthetic, but also it's its own thing, right? Look at these mafia guys I'm killing, right? I'm in a crypt type of building here, and I'm killing these mafia guys. So, yeah. Yeah, so it's a cool game. I'm playing the Resurrected version, which came out last year, 2024. So Night Dive actually made a remaster of this game.
The Tommy gun, baby.
So that's really cool. Weapons in this game, pretty cool. I mean, 90s weapons, right? You always hold them in the middle and everything. It's fast-paced. Yeah, it's got classic 90s gameplay, but digitized enemies, like they're digitized sprites and everything. Really cool, actually. So Killing Time, I think, was kind of like this overlooked. Yeah, look at this. This is kind of like this FMV digitized sprite here. Yeah, I think this game was overlooked when it first came out in the mid-90s. It's kind of like a combination first-person shooter with a bit of horror in it as well. But it's pretty fun to play, you know, and the Resurrected version is probably the best way to play it now. So definitely pick out the Resurrected version. I think if you're into games like Witch Haven or Blood, then definitely, I think, or Hexen even, I think that Killing Time might be, you know, it's not like the same as those games, but it's definitely got some of those similar vibes. Yeah, it's very fun. Right, so number 34, Redneck Rampage Rides Again. Yeah, it's a sequel to Redneck Rampage. I actually didn't know about this game until recently. I liked playing Redneck Rampage, actually, because I did like the the setting and the fact that you play as these hillbilly like hicks, basically. Yeah, you play like these hick characters. It uses the build engine. It's one of the big 4 build engine games. Now, Redneck Rampage is probably the only one that's not going to ever get a remaster. Probably just because it's like, I guess, offensive because it's stereotyping hillbillies and hicks and those kind of characters. Maybe it's a bit offensive, but yeah, maybe that's why it hasn't gotten a remaster. All the other build engine games, like Shadow Warrior got a remaster, Blood got a remaster, Fresh Supply, right? So Shadow Warrior got the Redux. Duke Nukem 3D obviously got the 20th anniversary remaster, and then Blood got Fresh Supply. So those are the other 3 build engine games that are pretty well known. Even Power Slave got Exhumed, right? So even that one got a remaster. But Redneck Rampage never got a remaster, I assume, because it would be considered a little bit offensive with the hillbilly depictions. But still, I like playing this game. I like the the setting and cool vibe and atmosphere. I know it's a parody type of game and you're making fun of hillbillies and stuff. You even have an alcohol gauge here and a gut gauge. So yeah, I think that makes the game kind of less likely to be remastered today, but I still enjoy playing it. And yeah, I did not know that there was a sequel until recently. Yeah, so apparently the sequel to Redneck Rampage, which is Rides Again. Yeah, so it's pretty much the same. I mean, the gameplay is the same.
These days, people are so sensitive.
Yeah. Gameplay is pretty much the same as Redneck Rampage. I cannot say they said that Rides Again is any better or worse, but I just want to highlight Rides Again because I don't think it's as well known as the original. So, anyways, I still think it's a cool game just because of the parody elements and everything. You know, you got these like look at those. Those are like mutant jackrabbits trying to kill you, right? Yeah, like these wildlife varmints and stuff trying to kill you and hunt you down. And this is some kind of Hell's Angels dude trying to mow you down.
Oh my god,
so yeah, all the enemies and stuff are pretty funny and interesting as well. So yeah, fun and interesting game, I would say. Alright, so 33, I'm going with a game that I also think should have gotten a re-release sometime, which is Enemy Territory Quake Wars. So this is actually a game that's probably forgotten about now, but Quake actually made a game that was trying to compete with Unreal Tournament 2004. Yeah, so Unreal Tournament 2004 added vehicles, and then it's one of my favorite first-person shooter games ever, and will be up there on this list, basically. But Quake Wars is fun as well. Is not quite as good as Unreal Tournament 2004 or Unreal Tournament 3, but I still enjoyed playing Quake Wars, and it's unfortunate this game never got a re-release. So no good way to play it on modern computers. I think yeah, that's why the footage here I had to record with a phone, I think, because it was not easy to get running and could not record it with a screen recorder, so I had to use my phone here. But yeah, it's basically the Quake version of Unreal Tournament 2004. So you get vehicles and stuff in addition to your Quake weapons, and it's more open. You know, Quake is known for being like all the Quake games were in these small little arenas and stuff. They were deathmatch type games. But with Quake Wars, it opens it up, and it's more like Unreal Tournament 2004, basically. It's like Quake 3, right, was trying to compete with Unreal Tournament 1, or actually maybe it's the other way around. But then, because Quake and Unreal Tournament were competing in the deathmatch space, right, once Unreal Tournament came out with 2004, opened it up with vehicles, then I guess Quake had to respond back with Quake Wars.
Oh, come on.
So, yeah, this one more open, and you get to... yeah, the battlefield is more open. You get to control different vehicles, like mechs, for example. Yeah, this is something actually 2004 didn't even have. 2004 didn't have mechs. You wouldn't get mechs until until Unreal Tournament 3. I keep thinking Unreal Tournament 2007. No, Unreal Tournament 2007. That's Unreal Tournament 3 is what I want to say. Yeah, you didn't get mechs until actually this came out the same year as Unreal Tournament 3, I should say. So this is probably competing more with Unreal Tournament 3, not Unreal Tournament 2004. But obviously inspired by Unreal Tournament 2004, right? That's why they made this game. And then when it came out, it competed with Unreal Tournament 3. Both great games. Unreal Tournament 3 definitely has more...
oh, come on.
Yeah, you get to play as like alien... more with alien weapons and alien vehicles and stuff. But Quake Wars is still pretty fun. And I think more people should know about this game. It's pretty forgotten now that Quake had this game in this series. And yeah, it was fun. I really hope they re-release it someday. it was fun to play. So yeah, I mean, Enemy Territory Quake Wars. It's my pick for 33. Right, so number 32, out of the Doom games, I think I'll go with Doom Eternal. Yeah, that's right. I mean, of course I love the original Doom. It's iconic, it's an all-time game. Doom 2 is, of course, a great improvement on the original Doom and also an all-time FPS game. And if we want to talk about 2016 Doom, that's also a great game in its own right too. But Doom Eternal, yeah, I think this really, it's a really good game because honestly, it bridges the gap. It honestly pays homage to the original Doom and Doom 2 games, while also, you know, doing its own thing as well. You know, so adds more of a heavy metal flavor, I would say. So yeah, it's like it's got its influences from Doom 1 and 2, but also adds its own heavy metal flavor, while obviously still maintaining the whole Doom flavor. So I think it's just a good balance, you know, it's a good balance of old school gameplay with new school gameplay. So that's what we love about Doom Eternal. I think it really strikes that perfect balance. Like Doom the Dark Ages, the new one that came out, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I feel like that's a little bit too different from a Doom game. Like the new Doom game feels almost like a rhythm game, almost. Yeah, I want to say it's Doom-like, but it's like a little bit too different from other Doom games, I would say. So I don't think I like Doom the Dark Ages as much. But Doom Eternal, on the other hand, I think this game strikes the perfect balance between what makes a Doom game, and yeah, just classic and new, you know, a mix of classic elements and new gameplay. Yeah, it's like a good balance of old and modern. So, old school and modern. So that's what I really appreciate about Doom Eternal. It's just such a good balance between both. And multiplayer is great too. I played a lot with my brother here, playing multiplayer with him. So, yeah, I think I was playing as a Revenant or something here. But yeah, anyways, multiplayer is still pretty fun too as well. But
no, it's just about like running away.
I think the campaign of Doom Eternal is a little bit better. The multiplayer of Doom Eternal is okay, but it's not like as great as the old school Doom multiplayer as I remembered. But yeah, Doom Eternal is great. I really do think it's a great balance of old school mechanics and modern new school gameplay. And this is something where again I feel like the Dark Ages strayed way too far from what makes Doom game a Doom game. It feels more like Quake, to be honest. So, yeah, Doom Eternal's probably still my favorite Doom game now. Alright, so number 31 is Fallen Aces, which is a pretty recent game that I played actually. And I really liked it. So this game is interesting because first of all the art style, it's a cel-shaded comic book style, and it's also inspired a lot by the film noir type stuff. So actually this whole game is playing a lot like a film noir because you're this hard-boiled detective and people are after you and stuff. But yeah, like everything in this game has a lot of charm. I feel like the graphics have a lot of charm to it. Yeah, just the way that the game looks and plays, it's pretty fast-paced as well. Like it plays like I want to say it plays like a build engine game almost, like from the late 90s, because it is kind of fast-paced like that. And I do like the fact that yeah, the enemies and stuff all react with kind of a comic book style. So you have this yeah, this beautiful film noir type setting, which is really cool. In a way, it kind of reminds me of the first level of Duke Nukem 3D. But yeah, really do like the appearance and everything, and the whole style, the visual style of this game is awesome. And
oh, it's broken now. It's getting more powerful.
Yeah, even though you don't like have too many actual guns in this one, you use mostly melee weapons right now. I think when I was playing it, but still, very unique style. Definitely, yeah. I think this is. When I played this, I was like, this is a pretty unique first-person shooter type game. Now, yeah, I mean, it's not like really a shooter, but it's definitely a first-person action game, right? So anyways, I think it qualifies for this list still. But yeah, definitely, this is definitely one of my favorite games actually I played in 2024. Is actually, it made my list after I played it pretty much immediately. Very, very fun to play. Alright, so for my number 30 pick is Hexen 2. And this is maybe not quite as well known as the original Hexen, but yes, Hexen did have a sequel, and
Yeah,
it's
this game
pretty
is a
much just an
multi-
improved
as much
version
as
of the original
Hexen,
Hexen.
wanna know what Heretic was.
Maybe didn't get quite as much fame because the original Hexen,
It's so hard to hit
so
these.
Raven Software, who developed Hexen, they took the Doom engine and it's an officially kind of licensed engine because I believe John Carmack actually helped them with it. But yeah, they made essentially a dark fantasy version of Doom and adding some RPG elements as well. And Hexen itself is a sequel to Heretic, by the way. So
Actually, I
it's
think
like
this
an
is still
expanded
using
version
the
of
Quake
Heretic, and
engine,
then Hexen
if
2 just
anything.
adds on to that, right? You still get the different classes, the 3 different classes here, and then they just expanded with, you know, slightly better graphics and improvements in some ways. But yeah, overall, I think Hexen 2 may not be as well known as Hexen, but I think it is the slightly better game. I think the original Hexen's still great, of course, and Heretic's great too. But out of all the different Heretics and Hexens, I think Hexen 2 is probably my favorite. And Heretic 2 is good too, but Heretic 2 is a very different game because it's actually a third person. Type of shooter game. So yeah, so I mean that's the interesting thing, right? Like Hexen is supposed to be the sequel to Heretic, and then they had Hexen 2, but then they also had Heretic 2. So it's a little bit confusing, but I consider Heretic 2 a pretty different kind of game. Hexen 2, meanwhile, does keep the main first-person gameplay from Hexen 1. So, anyways, this will be my pick for number 30. I enjoyed playing I enjoyed the dark fantasy perspective of Heretic and Hexen. And yeah, out of all the dark fantasy stuff, Witch Haven, which will appear later on my list, is one of them, but also Hexen 2 as well, which I want to mention. So yeah, this one at number 30. Alright, so number 29 is Cybermage Darklight Awakening, and which I find this to be probably one of the more obscure and underrated first-person shooter games of the era. This is 95, the same year as Hexen. This is a cyberpunk first-person shooter. Yeah, and I actually forget which engine they're using, but it looks sort of similar to Doomish engine. But what's cool about this one is not only is it in cyberpunk type of setting, so you have like some really like interesting weapons, let's just say, in design. It's not your typical shooter or anything, but you can also drive battle tanks and stuff. Like here, yeah, cool. I actually can pilot a tank, so I can get in this tank, and then the tank itself, you know, becomes the tank is a vehicle, so you can use it, and it has its own weapons and stuff. And then you can get out of the tank, and then you have these cyberpunk weapons and everything. So overall, pretty cool setting. It's cool that you can pilot vehicles like tanks in this game. And honestly, this is a pretty underrated title that I think gets overlooked a lot. Not a lot of people know about this title. But if you guys are interested in like a cyberpunk first-person shooter from the mid-90s, definitely check it out. Yeah, like, cause I do think more people should know about this game, Cybermage Darklight Awakening. Just a really cool setting, right? I love the cyberpunk stuff, and yeah, just being able to drive tanks and stuff like that. Really cool. Not many other games, not many other first-person shooter games of that time are like this. So, anyways, pretty cool. Just wanted to, yeah, put this one on the list. I think this one deserves to be on. Cybermage Darklight Awakening at number 29. Okay, so let's continue with the dark fantasy type stuff, actually. I already talked about Hexen 2. And Cybermage is kind of dark fantasy-ish. But yeah, Medieval at number 28 here, which is kind of like a modern reimagining of Heretic and Hexen and Witch Haven in a way. So yeah, all those games, I think Medieval definitely took inspiration from all those games. And yeah, I think they did a great job. It's pretty much like a modern reimagining of those games. You still get the fast-paced combat and everything that you get in the 90s style first-person shooters, but with updated graphics and stuff for the modern era. Right? Still looks kind of pixelated and stuff, so it's not like too up to date. But that's a good thing, you know. You want to keep some sort of the retro style. You want to update the graphics and enhance it, but you also keep some of the charm of the pixelated style. So that's what they did here, and I think Medieval has done a really good job of this. And the VR version as well. So I actually played the VR version too, and yes, there is a VR version. So it's really cool. If you guys are into like Hexen and Heretic and Witch Haven, and those types of games, dark fantasy stuff, yeah, a Medieval definitely is like kind of a more modern, updated version of that. And I really do love the setting here. So, anyways, yeah, a medieval is definitely going. Let's check that number 28. I think this was pretty enjoyable to play, and I actually played through this both in normal version and in VR. So, anyways, pretty cool. Okay, so number 27 is Titanfall 2, and this is, I think this is considered by many like very enjoyable to play at the time, although it probably should have gotten a little bit more love, and it didn't, unfortunately. I think that the fall of the Titanfall series is kind of sad because a lot of people did like it, but unfortunately I guess it didn't do well enough for EA to keep it. Yeah, but otherwise I think I really enjoyed this game. So what happened in Titanfall is that it looks like almost like your typical Crisis type shooter right here, or Killzone type shooter, but then you're able to pilot mechs and stuff, kind of like Mech Warrior, except it's more faster paced than Mech Warrior and everything. So yeah, so you do get to pilot some mechs here, and then once you're in a mech, you actually keep a lot of the agility that you still have from most first-person shooters. So I think this separates a little bit more from like Mech Warrior, which I think is sometimes a little bit too like, the mechs are a bit too plotting sometimes. But I like the Titanfall mechs. I think that they control very well, and it feels almost just like you're playing like a first-person shooter almost, but you're using a mech. So yeah, it still keeps a lot of the same feel as if you're playing, you know, just on foot. So yeah. Anyways, I like the fluidity of controlling a mech. And yeah, I think Titanfall 2 is overall very great. I think that the series probably deserved a bit more than they got. Unfortunately, yeah, you're not seeing any more new Titanfall games that didn't do well enough for EA. But everyone who's played Titanfall 2, I think, really enjoyed playing it. So it's overall great first-person shooter. And the mech combat is great. The feel of controlling the mechs is very fluid. So yeah, actually, it's probably one of my favorite mech games. I mean, Armored Core is great too, but yeah, I think I enjoyed playing Titanfall more than Mech Warrior. Definitely. You do, and then once you get out of the mech, you have the more traditional first-person sections like this that remind me of Killzone or yeah, Bulletstorm even or something, or Crisis. Okay, so number 26. Actually, this was very close to my 25 as well, but Overwatch 2. In Overwatch 2 and Overwatch are fairly similar. I would say Overwatch 2 is almost like a highly patched version of Overwatch, if that makes sense. But they have like, you know, mostly the same core characters and everything. But yeah, Overwatch 2 is pretty much just an updated version of Overwatch. But I like playing this game because, like, remember when Overwatch came out, I played it quite a bit. I mained D.Va, who is my favorite character, and she's gotten buffed and nerfed several times. But, you know, it's okay. Overall, it's still enjoyable to play, fun to play with friends. It is a multiplayer-only game, and yeah, like, there's a lot of people that love playing Overwatch, so definitely a fun game to play with friends, or even just with randos online is fine too. Oh no, I lost that one. But yeah, Overwatch 2, I didn't play quite as much as Overwatch, just because I wasn't as into Overwatch by the time Overwatch 2 came out, but still fun to play. You know, still I don't mind going back to playing Overwatch 2. Although these days I'm more into Marvel Rivals, but that's kind of like an Overwatch-ish game anyways. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, I feel like Overwatch 2 should definitely make my list because, well, this is essentially an updated version of a game that I played quite a bit when it came out. I remember I was playing hours and hours of Overwatch when it came out. So, anyways, it's just a very fun game to play with friends. So, tons of heroes and stuff to choose. Overwatch 2, just, you know, because it's newer, came out with more heroes and stuff. So, anyways, that's gotta make my list. A certain amount of damage before I get my mech back.
Small world.
Alright, so number 25, I'm going with Strife Veteran Edition. So I found out about this game recently, which is kind of a shame because I wish I played the original Strife back in the 90s when it came out. But yeah, anyways, I know Strife through way of Night Dive Studios, who did this remaster back in 2014. Yeah, Strife is a really cool game. First of all, you can see, like, you go to characters, you talk to them, you have dialogue and stuff. It's really kind of like an RPG, but also a first-person shooter, which is really, really unique and special for the time. So yeah, I found that really, really cool. Basically, it looks like you're playing...
It's not like Rise of the Triad. Where
Yeah, it feels like you're playing like, you know, Hexen, or actually Heretic, or yeah, Rise of the Triad or something from the engine. But then it's also an RPG, so it's like just really, really special and unique, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, and so I think it's just a really cool experience for the time, right? Like the engine makes you feel like you're playing Witch Haven or Heretic or Rise of the Triad, but actually yeah, it's like you're playing first-person RPG, but this was originally released in like 96 or something like that, I think.
The guard's name is Jeff.
So anyways, it was pretty ahead of its time. You know, having like a first-person RPG like this. This was way before Morrowind, right? So, anyways, pretty cool. Definitely has to make this list just based off of how unique it is and how interesting it is. And also, I think this is a nice remaster done by Night Dive, who always does great remasters. And yeah, I recommend anyone check this out. Strife has been an underrated gem, I think. And yeah, I wish I heard about this back in the day when it first came out. But hey, better late than never, right?
He's behind the
finally got around to playing a game like this, and I really think it's cool. It's a really cool, interesting game for a time, and did something unique. You know, just have a first-person shooter that's also an RPG. Like back in the mid-90s, it's very, very like innovative, I would say. Very interesting. And yeah, pretty fun to play too. Alright, so number 24 is going to be Left 4 Dead 2. This is a game that I played a lot with my brother, and it's very fun because pretty much it's a game that you should play co-op, because I mean, who plays Left 4 Dead single player, right? Yeah, like CPUs, I mean, the CPUs are okay in this game, but it's obviously better to play with another human. And if you do play a co-op, of course, then it's very fun. So here I am playing with my brother, for example. And yeah, I think, yeah, this game is just like the perfect co-op zombie FPS game, I think. Very fun, and you know, encourages nice co-op play, and I think the AI is actually, funny enough, the AI is actually better in this game than Back 4 Blood, which is funny because Back 4 Blood came out a lot later. Back 4 Blood is supposed to be like the spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, but it wasn't as good. And funny enough, the AI was actually better in this game than Back 4 Blood. But yeah, really enjoyed playing this game with my brother and with friends. And it's got that nice fast-paced action. Really makes you feel like you're in the Dawn of the Dead movies, right? Mowing down the zombies with weapons and stuff. And I think they really captured the zombie apocalypse, you know, essence of that, fending off all these tons and tons of zombies coming at you, and just shooting zombies with your friends. I mean, what more can I say? Left 4 Dead 2, I like 2 a little bit better than the original. I mean, the original Left 4 Dead is good too, but I prefer 2 a little bit more. Just the one I played a little bit. I played 2 more than the first one. But yeah, just a fun game to play. Fun co-op game to play. So, anyways, Left 4 Dead 2 has to make my list here.
So we still drive old cars, but we have flying drones carrying us. So what's the point of having these cars?
Last year, actually 2023. But this game, I really enjoyed playing it, and I know it got kind of like middling average reviews on all the websites, but I actually really enjoyed playing this game. Like, a lot of people compared it to BioShock. It's basically like a communist Russia version of BioShock, and there's nothing bad about that at all. I mean, I love BioShock, and BioShock is appearing in this list later on. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, what's the point of having a car then if we have flying drones that can carry us?
Yeah, I love the futuristic kind of
directly, right?
Futuristic.
I guess
alternate future
still having
universe
cars can fit some people
and graphics are really great. And yeah, it does have BioShock vibes.
Just make robots that can fit people, I guess,
especially
too.
later on. Like here, go with the crowbar. Very, very BioShock vibes here. But like an alternate universe version almost. Right? It's not made by BioShock developers, of course. I think that was Irrational or 2K or something. But yeah, like it definitely, like, even though it's not the same developer, it definitely has that BioShock vibe to it. So yeah, and then it's got beautiful graphics, just like with BioShock back in the day. And you have all these alternate powers, just like with BioShock. And yeah, it's really almost like a spiritual successor to BioShock, even though it's not by the same devs. Yeah, and it's got kind of horror in it, right? It's got the monsters and stuff, just like BioShock does. So yeah, it's just a really cool game. I think that it probably deserved a little bit more love last year, but because there's so many good games that came out last year, so I think it kind of got lost in the shuffle there. But yeah, still really fun FPS to play. That's why I made this list for me. It was really up my alley, right? This is the type of first-person shooter game that I love personally. I love the System Shock, Bioshock type of futuristic horror vibe, I guess, is what it's like. Oh shit. Yeah, stuff like that happens. Yeah, I encourage more people to check this game out. It's really beautiful looking game too.
Oh man.
Solid mechanics and action. Alright, number 22 is High on Life, and this game is one that really kind of surprised me.
Nice. Like, kind of cyberpunk.
I didn't know too much about this game, like maybe it flew under the radar or something. I didn't hear too much about it. Picked it up. This came out in 2022. I believe it's made by a studio that kind of was affiliated or has the same development as the Rick and Morty TV show, which explains some of the humor in this game.
Sorry to hear that.
But this game is really funny. It's it's got a talking gun. I mean, it's got a few different talking guns.
You don't want to shoot me just because your gun said not to, just because you're your little gun. Oh, but you look how shootable I look. I look so shootable.
I'm not shooting a kid.
Go ahead, do it. Shoot me, fresh meat. Shoot me. See what happens. Oh, don't, you shot me. I'm dead.
All right, there. Are you happy now?
He shot me in
well,
there.
I didn't
Yeah,
think
this
we'd
game's
be allowed
funny.
to kill him. Normally, killing children in games isn't allowed, but he's dead. We killed this kid. Are you happy now? We killed a kid. The kid is dead now. There goes our E for everybody rating.
No.
This game's funny.
Doesn't let you kill
it's
the
a
kid.
talking gun. It's like a smart-ass gun, and you got many guns that talk to you,
No,
not
come
just
on,
this
would you
one.
stop with the killing for a bit?
Yeah, like
Kill the kid.
basically it takes.
Oh, you killed me. I'm dead.
There was one of the guns, the Skippy. Yeah, there was a Skippy gun that talked to Cyberpunk 2077, and I think the developers just took that and ran with it. And basically just created a whole game out of talking guns and humor and stuff.
Nice.
And the humor really does kind of fit the Rick and Morty vibe of this game. But overall, really love this game.
Yes.
I mean, it's a fun game. Really
What
it's
an
funny.
environment
You
this
don't
is.
see many comedy FPS games. This is one
Almost
of them.
Borderlands-ish, actually.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah,
environment and
almost
stuff.
like Borderlands.
It's this dystopian alien planet, I guess. So it's a fun environment. Graphics are pretty good. Solid first-person shooter mechanics. Most of all, the charm
You're
of this
sorry.
game.
Listen, don't get used to that. We're not killing any more kids. I'm drawing the line. So savor it.
Just this
enjoy
guy
it. It happened.
having a
Take away the
talking
old
gun
memory.
is spouting like one-liners at you. It's just, man, that's original. I've never really played any first-person shooter game like this. So this is a very unique FPS game. That's why it has to make this list. So High on Life. Pick it up, guys. It's a really fun game.
You just did
Alright, number 21 is Apex Legends. This game kind of surprised me. I mean, I've heard about Apex Legends before. This came out in 2019, and this is an EA game, actually. So, this is like a Battle Royale game, which means it competes with...
Hell yeah.
Oh, I actually won one of these matches here. So, this kind of competes with Fortnite. This is the Battle Royale. Except this game has, for me, it's better than Fortnite for me. Because it's got better mechanics, it's got better team play, team action.
So there's 18
it's a more grown-up game than
3 on
Fortnite
each
is.
squad. It's like 54
Like
players.
Fortnite is basically like for kids. That's what I think.
Right.
It's very cartoony and stuff. Where Apex Legends just feels more adult, right? Better graphics. It's better mechanics in the gameplay. It's got more team play because you really had to coordinate more with your team. You got a team of 3 people, right? So, yeah. Overall, I really do like Apex Legends. Wish I could play it with more people, but yeah, when I tried it out, I heard about it for a long time. You know, didn't actually try it out before. It is free to play, so I thought, okay, I try out Fortnite, I try out Apex Legends, see what these games are about, and ended up really enjoying Apex Legends. I ended up playing for a lot longer than I expected. So yeah, this game is really solid. As a Battle Royale game, I think it's actually my favorite Battle Royale game. I like it better than PUBG. I like it better than Fortnite. Better than a lot of the other Battle Royale games out there. I think Apex Legends is solid. Very solid game out there. So, yeah, when I played this, definitely I thought there was skill involved in playing this game. So, yeah, overall, I think that's why I have to have it on this list. I really do like Apex Legends. So, very, very solid game. That's why it ends up being in my top 25. Yeah, better than I expected. Number 20, Star Wars Battlefront 2, which came out in 2017, developed by DICE, which is part of EA. And yeah, this was a session I did with my brother back 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago in 2020. I know it looks like a third-person shooter here, but it's actually a third-person and a first-person shooter. I just prefer to play as a third-person. But this game, you can play in first-person as well. So it technically counts as a first-person shooter, even though I'm playing a third-person here. It can do both. But yeah, what I like about Star Wars Battlefront 2, when it originally came out, I didn't actually like it because like it got a lot of controversy because of the paid stuff. Like there was a lot of like, in order to get like the powerful heroes like Darth Vader and Yoda, basically you can either pay for it or you have to grind like an obscene amount of hours, and it got a lot of backlash from the community. Like, oh, you know, it's basically pay to win. But EA actually made a lot of effort to address that. So the game got a lot better over time. Like I didn't like Battlefront 2 that much when it came out. I prefer the original Battlefront a lot more. The original Battlefront 2 a lot more. But then over time, EA improved it a lot. So they listened to a lot of the players, and then they steadily improved this game to the point where me and my brother actually enjoyed playing this a lot. And I had to give a shout out to Halo Infinite as well, because me and my brother played a lot of Halo Infinite as well. But I have another Halo game up on this list, so I felt like I shouldn't be repeating, you know, games of the same franchise. That's why Halo Infinite's not on here. So that's why, yeah, Battlefront 2 kind of took the spot over. But still, I like Battlefront 2. Yeah, it's a fun game to play only with friends. If I was playing by myself, probably wouldn't be as fun. But playing with friends or with my brother is pretty fun. And then having to spawn, you know, as different kinds of units. And I know, like, actually when I played Battlefield 2042, it kind of looked like just a Battlefront 2 clone, except without the Star Wars skin. But Battlefront 2, I think, is also the better game too, because like all the time that EA spent on polishing this game from when it was first released. So they did a good job on it. You can pilot vehicles in this game. You know, there's a lot of different modes you could play. There's like space, galactic, spaceship like battles and stuff like that. There's all sorts of modes you can play in this game. And if you're a Star Wars fan, of course, I think this has got some of the most accurate looking sound effects and units, and graphics are really good too. So, yep, that's why Star Wars Battlefront 2, the new Battlefront 2, not the original one. Although I like the original one too. The original one was strictly a third-person shooter. This one is a first-person and third-person shooter, so it makes the list. Okay, number 19 is going to be Witch Haven 2 Blood Vengeance, released in 1996 by Capstone Software developer, for DOS. And when did I play this? A few months ago? Yeah. This game actually surprised me. I didn't know about this game until recently. I guess I found out about this game, someone talked about it, and I was like, oh, this is a 90s game a 90s FPS game I haven't tried yet, and decided to pick it up. The original Witch Haven 1 and 2, I played both of them. I think Witch Haven 2 is a little bit better, it's a little bit more polished, but Witch Haven 1 is also really good too. I mean, I enjoy playing both of these games. But yeah, what I like about Witch Haven, it's like kind of like Hexen in Heretic, but I don't know, I kind of like it a little bit better. Like it has a little bit more RPG mechanics to it even. So it's pretty interesting actually. I mean, I like Heretic and Hexen too, but yeah, this game has like a bit more RPG aesthetic, and I guess I like that. And yeah, it's got your standard 90s FPS look, and it's just a lot of cool weapons, a lot of cool enemies in this game. It's got a medieval horror fantasy aesthetic, like a gothic theme maybe. So yeah, a lot of things I like about Witch Haven. It's surprising actually, I didn't know about this game back then, but
actually,
when I picked it up and played it,
fires axes, awesome.
Yeah,
this, and it sticks in the wall too.
And I played this game, I was like, whoa, this game is actually really cool.
Axes that stick
kind of sad I missed it back in the day. But yeah, Witch Haven 2.
Cool.
It's going to be on this. Alright, number 18 is Postal 2, developed by Running with Scissors, released in 2003. And I played this, 7 years ago? Yeah. This game is, it's an interesting FPS game because while it's kind of like sadistic and everything, you can like murder, kill a lot of people, just like in other FPS games.
Hey, I'm pretty good at this.
This one is set more in a modern setting, so it's not like any kind of fantasy setting or anything like that. It's kind of like Duke Nukem, I guess, in that sense, except you're actually killing, instead of killing aliens like in Duke Nukem, you're actually killing other civilians, which actually made this game a little bit controversial. But this game does have a lot of interesting aesthetic to it, I think. It's got some humor to it. Doesn't really take itself that seriously, even though it's obviously very gory. So I think it's kind of like a cult classic type of game. Yeah. So yeah, obviously a very violent game, but it's still got its charm to it, I'd say. So I think Postal 2, and I know like Postal 4 came out, played a little bit of Postal 4. It's not as good as Postal 2. I still prefer Postal 2 a bit more. This is really the game that made the Postal series. And I played the original Postal 1 as well, Redux. It's totally different. I think Postal 2 really is the game that most people think about when they think of the Postal series. And let's not even talk about Postal 3. So yeah, definitely probably a lot of people's favorites. This game, it's just, yeah, got a lot of sadistic humor to it. And toilet humor actually. But cool game. Alright, so number 17 is Turok 2 Seeds of Evil. This is actually the HD remastered version that came out in 2017. But the original game I think came out in like 98, I think.
All the 90s actually.
But yeah, it's probably my favorite Turok game. Really expands upon the original in a way. Like the original was already pretty good. I mean, Dinosaur Hunter, right? What a classic. I remember when the original came out, graphics were considered top tier for the time. And then yeah, Seeds of Evil came out, added some more cooler weapons, and
blood pouring out of his head wound and stuff
yeah,
like that.
going on with the dinosaur vibe, but also adding like, you know, more reptilian monsters, I would say, not like really dinosaur monsters, but like more like reptilian monsters. It's really adding to that. But yeah, out of all the Turok games, I think they're all pretty good. Like Shadow of Oblivion just got a recent remaster as well, but I'm going with Seeds of Evil. And yeah, what can I say? Like, Turok definitely deserves a place in this list somewhere, right? And yeah, I think it's gonna be Seeds of Evil for me. I mean, it's got great weapons. You got expanded weapons, expanded gameplay, more different types of monsters, not just like dinosaurs and stuff. But yeah, greater variety here. So, and it's also fun to play in like multiplayer and stuff like that too. Yeah, you got stuff like the exploding bows and stuff. There's just unique weapons that you can, like the cerebral boar, I think, that you can find Turok, but you can't really find in other games. So, anyways, yeah, just being able to kill dinosaurs and reptilian monsters and stuff like that in kind of unique settings. Yeah, and of course the graphics are top tier and top notch for the time. So, yeah, I think the remastered version is probably the best way to play this now. So yeah, Turok 2 Seeds of Evil is going to be my pick here. Alright, number 16 is James Bond Nightfire. This was released in 2002. Actually, the PC version developed by Gearbox, believe it or not. This is probably one of their earliest games. So yeah, this game, I mean, is not GoldenEye, but I will say that this is a very good game still. I mean, I remember playing this a lot online back in the day. And yeah, it's probably my second favorite James Bond game after GoldenEye. I mean, just I used to play this online. There's so many crazy stuff going on in this game. You can like put a lot of like mutators, I guess, or mods into this game. And yeah, I remember I would like fool around with the console commands and stuff like that, do like crazy stuff in this game, and I would like play against real people, play against bots. It's just a fun game. Yeah, so again, not GoldenEye, but it is still a really good first-person shooter game. So pretty much deathmatch. Obviously, having a lot of fun here in this game. Yeah.
Be careful.
Oh my god, what am I doing in this game? Just a very fun game to play. I mean, just if you play LAN with your friends and everything like that, it's definitely a fun time. So definitely my second favorite James Bond FPS game, but still really good game. Good enough to make this list. So yeah, James Bond Nightfire. Oh my god. The floating corpses. Oh man.
That's exactly how it goes.
So number 15 is Perfect Dark, released in 2000, developed by Rare for the N64, and it's N64 exclusive actually. And I played this a few months ago. But actually, originally I played this game when my friend had an N64, and I think we rented this game for like a weekend, and we played it, and yeah, it's an awesome game. What can I say? It's a spiritual successor to GoldenEye 007, and a lot of people say it's better than GoldenEye 007. I still prefer 007 because I have many fond memories, but Perfect Dark, obviously a really great FPS game. There's like so many cool gadgets you can use in it, a lot of cool weapons you can use in this game, really good multiplayer. It's basically like a yeah, like more polished version of GoldenEye. So what? Same developer, of course, with Rare. I mean, what can I say? This is like the best FPS on the N64, I think. So that's actually saying a lot because there's a lot of good, pretty decent FPS games on the N64. I mean, if you were to buy a console back then for FPS games, it wasn't the PlayStation. It was the N64. So yeah, Perfect Dark, I think, had to go on this list. It's got a great campaign, great multiplayer, a lot of cool gadgets you can use, and a lot of cool weapons. And yeah, like I said, the AI is also pretty good too. So, good game. So number 14 is Ken's Labyrinth. This was released in 1993. And the developer for this is not a company, but just a single person. It's Ken Silverman, a guy who made the build engine, who would later become, basically become famous for making that engine, which is later used in Duke Nukem 3D and Shadow Warrior, Blood, a whole bunch of other games. Redneck Rampage actually used it as well. But yeah, this is before actually he made the build engine. This is like a pre-build engine type of FPS. It's crazy how one person created this game, like just by himself. No company. I really like this game. I think I did this, this was from a year ago, but actually I played this when I was a kid because it was released for shareware. Epic actually published it, I believe. But yeah, it's released for shareware. What makes this game really unique and interesting, even to this day? Let me look at the graphics. I mean, the graphics are really like cartoony, which makes it kind of interesting because it's like, yeah, you're playing like this really cartoony game, cartoony graphics, so it's kind of like the opposite of Doom in a lot of ways, even though it's released the same year as Doom. But it's also got its own charm. I mean, the enemies and stuff like that, it's like, it's done in a really cute way. And like, yeah, the whole aesthetic of this game is just so charming. It's, you know, you can tell it's done by one person with a lot of love. Also, the sound effects for this game are awesome. Like, whenever you shoot one of the weapons, there's like 4 weapons I think in this game. You shoot like this weapon here, and you hear it like boo, boo, boo. You hear like, I think that's Ken himself saying these kind of sounds. And then when you get hurt, it's like ouch, ouch, ouch. It's just like, it's so low budget, obviously, because it's done by one guy, but it's done with so much charm and love. I think that's why this game is still one of my favorite games. I know it looks primitive and stuff, but it's so unique, and it's done with so much love and charm. In the music and everything. The items and weapons and yeah, monsters in this game, everything about this game is very, very charming to me.
Yeah, that's a toll door. Yes, this game introduced.
Oh, okay. And also there's interactive objects in this game. This is like years before Duke Nukem 3D, but there's vending machines in this game you can use to if you have coins and stuff like that to get weapons and things like that. This was years before Duke Nukem 3D. And yeah, like I said, one guy did this whole game. Very impressive. So, anyways, it's Ken's Labyrinth. And number 13 is Shadow Warrior. It was released in 1997 or 1998. But yeah, this was developed by 3D Realms, the same developer and engine as Duke Nukem 3D. Except, I would say that compared to Duke Nukem 3D, you will see Duke Nukem 3D right away later on this list. But I like Duke Nukem 3D a bit better, but I do have to give Shadow Warrior props because, well, first of all, you have the protagonist of this game is Chinese. His name's Lo Wang. I mean, how many other games from the 90s had a Chinese protagonist? Like, that's, and especially in an FPS game, right? And plus, Lo Wang, just like Duke Nukem, has a personality, and he has really cool weapons too. The interface is actually the same as Duke Nukem, but yeah, I like the setting. I mean, I like the fact that the character is he's pretty badass. Actually, he has a lot of cool weapons. But otherwise, yeah, same engine, everything as Duke Nukem 3D. Just I like this game, and this is the Redux version actually. So it's actually kind of a remaster. But anyways, the original Shadow Warrior is also really, really good. This is actually the expansion to Wanton Destruction. I think I played this, a few months ago. Yeah. But I played this as a kid because it was released for shareware as well. So yeah, you definitely have fond memories of this game. So not quite as, I don't quite love it as much as Duke Nukem, but it comes close. I mean, that's why it's still got to be on this list. Underwater like Duke Nukem can, huh? Yep, that's Shadow Warrior. Alright, so number 12 is Rise of the Triad Dark War, and this is the recent Ludicrous edition that just came out this year, 2025, which is essentially a remaster of the original game, plus some extra episodes and stuff, which is, yeah, pretty much the definitive way of playing it now. Originally came out in 1994, And yeah, I have to say Rise of the Triad brings back a lot of good memories for me because it was, I think, the very first LAN game that I played. So actually, I did play this LAN back then, and I played it with my brother. And I remember this being probably the first LAN game that I ever played. So yeah, back in 1994, there wasn't like too many LAN games at that time. So yeah, definitely one of the first I played for sure. I also really love the weapons in this game. Drunken missiles, right? Drunken missiles is one of my favorite weapons in FPS. And yeah, I think only Rise of the Triad has like these kind of cool weapons. Like Drunken missiles is one of them, but they also has this other one called a firewall, and you shoot the weapon in a whole wall, a line of fire goes towards someone. Like, it's really, really cool. I don't think I've ever seen any other FPS game still to this day have these kind of weapons. Really, really cool weapons. Also, this God mode, they have like a dog mode. Doesn't take itself too seriously. Like, yeah. Oh man, I have like.
Alright, well, anyways, that's the.
Yeah, okay, so this is like some kind of heat seeker missile weapon that I have here. So yeah, a lot of really cool weapons in this game. Love the sound effects, it's really funny actually. It's kind of like, I love the sound effects of some of these old school games. It's so low budget. Like Blakestone, same thing. Death Dwellers, they all have really funny sound effects. I think this is the God mode here. Yeah, really cool, you can fly around and everything. Yeah, so I love how the game doesn't take itself seriously, and love all the cool weapons, and love all the fun you can have in this game, right? You can play like multiplayer, LAN, and everything. Just a really, really fun FPS game. So yeah, I love Rise of the Triad, and I know there's a reboot or a remake of the game that came out in 2013, but I prefer the original still, and the best way to play still, now this Ludicrous edition that just came out recently, that's a remaster of the original. So yeah, it's going to be my pick here. Yeah, just a super fun FPS game to play. Number 11 is Half-Life, developed in, well, released in 1998, developed by Valve. And, well, this game really needs no introduction, does it? I mean, it's Valve's first big success, and still very well known today. It's one of the most influential games ever, especially on the FPS genre. So if Doom was the game that really popularized FPS games, Half-Life was the one that took it to the next level by having scripts. So yeah, once you have different scripts and stuff, scripted events, it's not like just mowing down monsters in a corridor anymore. Actually, it's you actually have kind of a story now too. And the legacy of Half-Life is even beyond that. I mean, later, obviously people created mods for this game. Counter-Strike is probably the most well-known mod, so without Half-Life you wouldn't have Counter-Strike either, because Counter-Strike's based off of Half-Life. But yeah, I can't overstate how influential this game is. It's just one of the greatest games ever. It's low on this list because, you know, personally, this is my personal list, I enjoyed some games more than this one, but in terms of the actual greatness of this game, it's greater than probably all the other games on this list, right? So, anyways, but still I have to say I enjoyed this game. That's why it still appears on this list, just in a lower place than people expect for an FPS game. Yeah, but yeah, still, I mean, having the crowbar, you know, that's iconic, and then beating up the head crabs. I mean, it's borderline, it's pretty much a horror game actually as well because of the head crabs and stuff. And the AI in this game is like way ahead of the AI in other FPS games of the time. It's honestly revolutionary. So yeah, I mean, it's basically a horror game. Look at this. You got like head crabs that launch onto people's like faces and heads and take control of them. Like, yeah, some pretty crazy stuff going on in this game. Gordon Freeman. So anyways, until this day, people are still waiting for Half-Life 3. And I don't have Half-Life 2 on this list because I don't like to have games of the same franchise. Actually, I prefer the original Half-Life over Half-Life 2 as well. That's another reason. But yeah, I remember playing this game a lot when I was a kid too. This is an iconic FPS game, so I had to make this list. Love it. By the way, guys, Doom is not going to be on this list. I'm sorry to inform you. I know Doom is an iconic FPS game, probably the FPS game most people know about, but this is my personal list of which games I enjoy a lot. So yeah, I have to mention that Doom is not going to be on here, although however much I enjoyed Doom, Doom 2, Doom Eternal, those are all really great games. These games I just personally enjoyed more, so yeah. Again, not based on greatness. If it was based on greatness, Doom would probably be number one, but just my personal list, so that's why Doom's not on here, and Half-Life is this low, and Half-Life 2 is not on this list, so that's because it's my personal list. With number 10 is Catacomb Abyss.
Oh my god.
This game was originally released in 1992, developed by id Software, released for DOS, and I did this video 7 years ago. Catacomb Abyss is I think a lot of people probably don't know about this game, but it is a game that John Romero and John Carmack did before they made Wolfenstein 3D. So Wolfenstein 3D widely considered to be like grandfather of FPS genre, right? So Catacomb Abyss came out before Doom, before Wolfenstein 3D, but I still like this game too. Because it's still got its charms, you know. There's no music in this game, but actually that actually makes it a lot scarier. When I was playing this as a kid, it's crazy. Like there's no music, there's just sound effects, right? And then there'll be like zombies coming out of the ground. There's skeletons coming to life. Like they're like on the wall and they just come to life out of the wall. There's like trolls that come back up after you hit them. There's like floating eyeballs. There's teleporting mages. Like there's all sorts of crazy monsters, like demons and stuff. There's like all sorts of crazy monsters in this game. And yeah, this is one of the first like real first-person shooter games. Of course, id Software pioneered first-person shooters, but yeah, this is really a pioneer of its time. And it's shame not many people know about this game, but still one of my favorites. I remember I played the shareware version, pretty much beat the shareware version, of course, back when I was a kid. And I played the later games, that's Catacomb Apocalypse, Catacomb Armageddon as well, but Catacomb Abyss, the first episode, still holds a special place in my heart for being the shareware version. So I definitely played this one a lot. So yeah, I have to give a shout out to this game. Like, a lot of people don't know about this game. I love it. It's got the horror atmosphere. It's incredibly creepy. Yeah, I just love it. So, anyways, yeah, I just had to give a shout out to this game for on my top 10 list here. Catacomb Abyss. Oh man, I would still go back and play this sometimes. I mean, just I know it's like it looks like old and outdated, but it's really I still haven't really played any other game like this, right? And of course, because it's so like unknown, not many people ever bother to remaster this game or anything. But yeah, this is a great game to try to pick up and play on Halloween. It's a great Halloween game, actually. So this has got to be on my list, number 10. Alright, so number 9 is Time Splitters Future Perfect, released in 2005, developed by Free Radical Design. Yeah, I love this game. It's one of my favorite deathmatch FPS games, and there are a lot of them. Like, I even played Turok Rage Wars, but yeah, there's so many. Quake 3 Arena. Another one, of course, UT will be coming up later on this list. But yeah, Time Splitters, I definitely had a lot of fun with this game back in the day. This is the GameCube version. I'm playing emulator, and I know I just uploaded this, but really love this game, so I had to put it on my channel. I played it for the original Xbox when it came out, and it's unfortunate there hasn't been a new Time Splitters game since this one, actually. It's never been released for any modern console, and I don't know if there's any sequels or not. It's just kind of sad. This series just kind of died off after Future Perfect. This is unfortunate. I mean, this is, there's so many characters, so many modes, so many weapons. Really fun to play with friends, and yeah, it's got a lot of humor in it, I think, and it's just the amount of stuff you can customize and do in this game. So much stuff. But yeah, it's just really fun to play with friends. So I had to put Time Splitters on here. Definitely one of my favorite FPS games to play. Alright, number 8 is Blake Stone. I guess people probably won't be surprised by Blake Stone here being on this list, because it is, I've said many times, it's one of my favorite first-person shooter games. I like this game, and this is Aliens of Gold, the first episode. I like this game a lot because, well, I think I played this back as a shareware game back in the day. So this video I did back in 2015, 7 years ago.
Yeah, I can't kill that thing.
But yeah, this game originally released in 1993 for DOS by Apogee, I think. Apogee made a lot of great shareware games back then. It's using the Wolfenstein 3D engine, and I like it a lot better than Wolfenstein 3D. I mean, it's got a lot more character and charm than Wolfenstein 3D does. Wolfenstein 3D is just like, you go through a bland environment, you kill Nazis, right? Everything looks the same. This game is like, oh, you're a, you know, you're like a, what is it? Are you a police officer or something like that? But anyways, you're on like a space station, and then you're using all sorts of cooler weapons that you get in Wolfenstein, like a lot of cool space weapons, pulse cannons, and rifles and stuff like that against aliens. You know, way cooler than Nazis, right? So yeah, you get to play. You have to shoot aliens and stuff like that. You get key cards and stuff like that. I guess the rest of stuff is kind of similar to Doom, but anyways, I like this better than Doom and Wolfenstein 3D. To me, it's got a lot more character and charm to it. And yeah, I enjoyed this a lot as a kid. One of my favorite FPS games. But anyways, yeah, definitely still one of my favorite FPS games. I think I liked it so much. The sound effects I loved so much that I actually did a video just imitating and mocking the sound effects. A 40-minute video mocking the sound effects because it's so funny to me. But yeah, still one of my favorite FPS games, hands down. So level number 7 on this list is Borderlands 2. I played this back with my friend, and this was like, what, 2016? So I played this more than 6 years ago with my friend. So yeah, Borderlands 2 is probably my favorite out of the Borderlands series. I played every game in the Borderlands series. 2 is probably still my favorite. Yeah, because like I like the characters in this game. Like the Handsome Jack is an amazing villain. It's just a really fun co-op game. Like random weapon generation, loot collecting, playing co-op with my friends here.
Fuck, SGT loaders are really strong. Let me kill this one. Okay,
oh man, this might be one of the earliest games I played with my friends that I uploaded on my channel.
These guys are really strong.
But yeah, this was released in 2012, developed by Gearbox Software. Yeah, definitely a very fun co-op game to play with my friends. So yeah, what makes it addictive is the co-op gameplay, right? Playing with your friend, and getting loot, right? The fact that you're getting better and better gear, so it's got like that Diablo type of loot generation mechanic going on.
Oh no!
So that makes it a really fun game to keep playing. And the graphics, I mean, it's unique. It's got the cell shaded graphics as well. And yeah, 2 is probably my favorite, just for the story writing and the characters. So that's going to be number 7.
Fucking shot in my ass. No, run!
Yeah,
They made a shield.
Oh, my friend is always. That's funny.
Cool.
Alright, so number 6 is Halo Infinite.
Oh my god.
And this has actually ended up being my favorite Halo game so far, actually. And that's actually something, because I really loved Halo 2 and Halo 3. Halo 2 and 3 were awesome. And Halo 1, of course, was great too. It's just that Halo 2 was pretty much better than 1 in every way. And I love the multiplayer in 2 and 3, of course, as well. Like, I played 2 and 3 a lot with my friends in high school. So, yeah, the fact that Halo Infinite is basically just... it's a more, like, polished version, a more, like, modern... I mean, it still keeps the best of the old school Halo games. Adds some like little bit of modern enhancants and stuff. Really polished it up, but keeps a lot of the old school Halo games, like how fun they were, fast paced they were, how balanced they were. So yeah, I really do love Infinite. It really has like pretty much all the vehicles and stuff that you know and love in different modes. And it's a pretty active community. The multiplayer was free to play. So really love playing Halo Infinite when it came out back in 2021, I believe, is when it came out. And I played this a lot with my brother. We played a lot of like custom maps like this, bigger maps like this. It was a lot of fun. I mean, it really brought me back to like when I was playing Halo 2 and 3 back in high school. Yeah, so yeah, it's a fun game to play with people. You can play online now, of course. You don't get that LAN multiplayer anymore, but still, I mean, that's just how you play a lot of multiplayer games now. But still very, very fun to play. A lot of weapons, a lot of vehicles, a lot of different map modes, a lot of the classic Halo multiplayer type of feel, right? That's why I really love Halo Infinite. Now, the campaign mode, I haven't played the campaign mode so much, just mostly the multiplayer mode, but just going by the multiplayer alone, I can tell this is it's a pretty solid Halo game in terms of mechanics and everything. So yeah, had a lot of fun times playing Halo Infinite. Multiplayer's free, so ended up playing it for hours and hours with my brother. So yeah, Halo Infinite it ranks pretty high for me right now. It's pretty much my favorite Halo game, and it's pretty widely supported with multiple maps, custom maps, and everything online right now. So it's very, very fun to play. Right, number 5 is actually GoldenEye 007, but this is a kind of like a remade version. It's called GoldenEye Source, like in 2010. Now, GoldenEye 007 is a game I played for a very long time. I mean, in elementary school, one of my best friends had an N64, and we would just, after class every day, we would just go to his house and play just rounds and rounds of GoldenEye 007. It was so fun. But I guess, as we all know, going back to the old graphics of GoldenEye 007. It's not a game that has aged very well. So yeah, it's kind of poorly aged actually. So if you want like more up to date, kind of recent version of this game, that's really what GoldenEye Source is. It's basically like GoldenEye 007 multiplayer with updated graphics,
which
and
means they activate
and
as
still supported,
soon as someone comes
play
near
online
them.
maps. So yeah, people create custom maps and stuff. You play with them, and you have all the classic GoldenEye modes and weapons
everywhere. Shit.
And yeah, you have like the classic maps, right? Like facility and complex. You have like the classic maps. Oh my god! But then you also have and the weapons. But then you have custom maps as well, which people made. So that makes this game a lot more. Well, it's a lot more interesting and flexible than the original GoldenEye because you have access to more content. So essentially, yeah, it's an online, remade, multiplayer-only version of GoldenEye, and multiplayer really was the best thing about GoldenEye anyways. I mean, the story was good too, but yeah, I think most people know GoldenEye 007 because of the multiplayer. And yeah, you can get all the weapons here, and
you can't even
all the classic maps and all the new maps and custom maps that people have created. So it really is just a better version of GoldenEye multiplayer. So that's why this game ranks very high for me, because I love playing GoldenEye back in the day. It's got such a solid multiplayer mode, and they really just kind of expanded that here with GoldenEye Source. So yeah, great game. Now you can continue playing it in a kind of more accessible, up-to-date form in GoldenEye Source. That's why this game is number 5.
How did he not die? Shot him in the freaking head.
Alright, so number 4 is Far Cry 5. And this is a game I played literally hundreds of hours with my friends. So out of Far Cry games, they're all like games I play alone. I played a lot of Far Cry games, and I think everyone loves Far Cry 3, which is a great game. Far Cry 6 is definitely, I think, disappointing to most people. So Far Cry 4, even though not people didn't like Far Cry 4, was one of me and my friends' favorites because of yeah, the custom maps and stuff that people built, and the fact that you could ride elephants and stuff. It was the only one that you could ride elephants in. And all the custom maps that you could do everything in. However, Far Cry 4, yeah, the thing is, like, the vehicles of Far Cry 4 definitely are not the same as Far Cry 5. So it was a kind of a close one between Far Cry 4 and 5 for me, because if I were to pick one Far Cry game, yeah, it's probably going to be 5.
Alright, still got 15 minutes. We can do another mission.
I like 4 a lot, but 5 is the one I think is the better game. I mean, it's got more weapons, it's got more vehicles, it's way more expanded. Like Far Cry 4, the only like kind of flying vehicle it had was this like small helicopter thing, but Far Cry 5 has all these like planes and jets and sea boats and everything. It's far more expanded compared to Far Cry 4. So yeah, and then the setting's great. I mean, you're in the kind of American Midwest here, taking down like cult. So yeah, it's I think the graphics are a little bit better, and Far Cry 4's graphics were good too. But I think it's the addition of all the numerous like weapons and vehicles to Far Cry 5, while keeping the custom maps. That's what makes Far Cry 5 to me the best Far Cry game. And I had hundreds of hours playing this with my friend. Very, very fun game to play with friends. You can do co-op, you can do multiplayer, right, in arcade mode. Very, very fun. And I'm really sad that Far Cry 6, they went backwards and took out the arcade mode. But yeah, Far Cry 5 is to me the best Far Cry game. Like, 4 was good for me for a lot of reasons, but I think 5 really expanded upon 4, and I know a lot of people love 3 as well, but to me Far Cry 5 is just the best one. Yeah, it's got way more weapons. I mean, I'm even using like a Halo type alien weapon in this one. I mean, come on. Right, it's got way more weapons, more modes. It's got the arcade mode with all the custom maps. I mean, I played like hundreds of custom maps on this one as well. Same with Far Cry 4, but I played a lot of custom maps, and there's more variety of maps in Far Cry 5 compared to 4. And more vehicles, of course. You have like, especially when it comes to like helicopters and planes and stuff like that. There's way more of those kind of vehicles in Far Cry 5. So yeah, more vehicles, more weapons, more maps, everything. It's just a better game. So Far Cry 5 ranks pretty highly for me. I played hundreds of hours with my friends, multiplayer and co-op on this game. It's just a great game. Open world, first-person shooter. Far Cry is pretty much one of the best. So yeah, Far Cry 5 at number 4 in my list. Really, really good game. So number 3 is Unreal Tournament 2004. So this game originally released in 2004, of course, by Epic Games for PC, and I played this. This particular video was done 7 years ago, but I used to play Unreal Tournament 2004 a lot with my brother, because this was one of the games that we actually bought at retail. I remember I came in one of those big boxes. You know, this was back when PC games actually came in boxes physically, and yeah, it was really fun. Still my favorite Unreal Tournament, actually, because it improved upon Unreal Tournament by adding vehicles. I know it took this from Halo, right? Halo was probably the first popular FPS to have vehicles in it, but Unreal Tournament 2004, to me, like, it did it better than Halo did. The vehicles are cooler. Like here I'm riding is it the Manta, I think?
Yeah, this vehicle can actually squash people.
Yeah, like the vehicles in Unreal Tournament 2004 are cooler than that of Halo, in my opinion. And yeah, this mode, Onslaught, is one of my favorites. Just take control of power nodes, and then there's like vehicles and stuff on the map, and in addition to that, when you get out of the vehicle, you have regular first-person shooter deathmatch mode. So, and I like Unreal Tournament deathmatch mode already, right? The original Unreal Tournament was one of my favorite FPS games already. Then when you add vehicles in this mode, of course, this makes it even better.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, adding the addition of vehicles in this game, in addition to the standard Unreal Tournament 2004 gameplay, the original Unreal Tournament like deathmatch type gameplay is that's what pushes this one over the top for me. And I know Unreal Tournament 3 is also really pretty good as well. I played a lot of Unreal Tournament 3 as well, but the thing about Unreal Tournament 3 is I know there's some issues. Like I like the fact look at this. Like I like the fact that Unreal Tournament 3 gives you like these alien vehicles and stuff like that, but it's just maybe the matchmaking, I think, is a little bit more tougher to do in that game. I don't know. I just don't have the same memories with Unreal Tournament 3 in that game. I remember playing Unreal Tournament 3 with my friends as well, and I have some gameplay sessions on my YouTube channel with UT3. But 2004 holds a special place because I played this a lot with my brother back in the day. Yeah, I remember a lot of gaming sessions with my brother, just playing this over LAN. Very, very fun game. So that's why I guess 2004 is higher. Like,
so the blue core is only.
I don't know. Like, what do people mostly think is the best Unreal Tournament game? Is it the original one? I don't know. Like the original one is also really good, but to me, 2004 is the best one. It's the original one. All the gameplay mechanics, deathmatch stuff you love about the original one with vehicles, right? And much cooler vehicles than Halo. And then you can put mutators and stuff like that. Like, yeah, really fun to play with friends. So that's my number 3 on this list. Number 2 is BioShock Infinite, developed in 2013 by Irrational Games, released for PC. This video was done 6 years ago, 2016. Yeah. BioShock Infinite, one of my favorite first-person shooter games because, like, it's my favorite out of the BioShock series, and that's saying a lot because BioShock was a really good series, right? It's a spiritual successor to System Shock, another really great series.
Steal some money here.
What I like about Infinite, the fact that it's set in the sky, a bit more interesting to me than being set underwater, although I like the underwater aspect of BioShock 2. I like the environment and atmosphere. BioShock, the original BioShock probably had more of a creepy horror type of atmosphere to it. Infinite has some of that, but I think because of Elizabeth as well, you see Elizabeth there, you have more of a partner interaction in this game. And yeah, I think it's got like a more diverse aesthetic to me than the original BioShock does. But I also like the early 1900s aesthetic of this as well. Whereas BioShock, the original, had more of a 1950s aesthetic, this one is more of a 1910s aesthetic, which is also really cool. You don't really see that in many video games.
Oh.
Yeah, and the fact that you have Elizabeth in this game, who is kind of a really interesting AI to be with, also really cool. And it's the setting, right, in the sky and everything. I love the setting. I love the graphics. It's a really beautiful game. The gameplay, it's sort of RPG, not really RPG, but you have like some special powers like this to use. Anyways, I beat this game fairly quickly, I'd say. But yeah, this definitely one of my favorite first-person shooters. Just really amazing game. Graphics, story, gameplay. I love BioShock Infinite. Yeah, that's an awesome game to play. So yeah, my favorite out of the series. Alright, and my favorite first-person shooter game is Duke Nukem 3D World Tour. And that's not just saying it's just World Tour. I just like Duke Nukem 3D in general. The Megaton edition as well, because it includes all those expansion packs unfortunately it's not sold anymore. But World Tour is the available edition you can get right now because it's a remastered edition. So it touches up the graphics a little bit more, adds an extra episode, which I'm playing here. So yeah, originally released in 1996 by 3D Realms, but this is the World Tour was developed in 2016 by Gearbox. And this video is from 2016 as well. So I got this pretty much as soon as it came out. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Duke Nukem, so I actually really like Duke Nukem Forever. A lot of people say that's one of the worst games. I actually like Forever, so it tells you how big of a Duke Nukem fan I am. So yeah, 3D, one of my most played games, I think. Obviously I play a lot of DOS games, but 3D was one of the DOS games I played the most. Just love everything about it. I mean, Duke's personality, I mean, the environment, the fact that, like, compared to Doom, for example, it's set in a more realistic environment. There's more things you can interact with. Duke has his own personality, which is really cool. You have cool weapons like the shrink ray, the pipe bomb. It's just so much satisfaction killing pig pops and stuff like that. It has a really cool multiplayer mode, like with Duke bots and stuff. Everything with Duke Nukem 3D it's a near perfect game to me. It's a great FPS game in general. I love Shadow Warrior as well. I mean, Shadow Warrior is also a really cool game as well, but Duke Nukem 3D will always hold a special place in my heart. I mean, yeah, that's why you've seen a lot of, it's not just me, it's Lazy Game Reviewer, Clint as well. If you look at his channel, he always uses Duke Nukem to test out his games, right? I also use Duke Nukem 3D to test out my computers. Like, yeah, he uses Duke Nukem 3D to test his computers a lot. I use Duke Nukem 3D a lot to test my computers too. It's just, for me, it's an easy game to just pick up and play. I know it so well. Yeah.
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, I just love this game. To me, it's just one of the best FPS games.
Oh shit.
Love the enemies, I love the gameplay, I love the weapons, I love Duke's personality, love the environment. The World Tour just makes things a little bit, it like polishes up the graphics a little bit more, adds in that rewind feature that you see here, so it adds a little bit of quality of life improvements and adds an extra episode. So to me, this is a Megaton edition. Adds those expansions like Life's a Beach, and Duke It Out in DC, which unfortunately is missing from World Tour. I wish they would add those in. But aside from that, I think World Tour is probably the better edition. So yeah, just because I love all those enhancements, so I would recommend picking up this one. But yeah, Duke Nukem 3D is probably my favorite FPS game that I played. So classic. I think John St. John actually recorded new lines. Yeah, I think John St. John actually re-recorded some new lines for this game, which makes it all the more fun to pick it up, right? Anyways, yeah, Duke Nukem 3D, what a classic.